Today, I got a phone call from someone really close to me in complete misery about a job that they hate going to. They hate their job. They don't like the people who are there. They don't like the tasks they have to do. And they're like suffering in misery that they're at this job. And my friend told me he wakes up every day and he's like, God, save me from this job. I hate this job I'm in. And they're just like literally suffering. And I think it's so common. It's so common for people to be in complete misery because they have to spend most of their life at a job they not only not love, but they can't even stand. And I was thinking, what's the right thing? How do you navigate that? How do you look at that correctly? And I noticed that my friend had a very negative outlook about their job. And I sensed that weighing down on them more than the tasks they had to do, the actual job they hated, the people they had to be with that they disliked, was their attitude towards their job. And I got to this realization that there's something worse than having a bad job, and it's having a bad attitude towards your job. Now, I want to make it very clear. If you're in a bad job and you don't like your job, I'm in no way saying that you should stay there. I'm in no way saying that you shouldn't pursue a better job, a different job, 100%. Do whatever you can to get out of your situation and pursue a better job. And that's really what my friend is doing. They are pursuing, they're sending their resume out, they're going for interviews, but in reality right now they're here. So what I told my friend was, let me ask you a question. Why are you still at this job? Because I need to pay my bills, and at the end of the day, it does get me through the month. I said, if it was so bad, you would just walk out. You'd quit. They're like, no, I can't quit. I won't be able to pay my bills. And I said, okay, would you be happy if you got fired tomorrow? And they said, no, I wouldn't be. I would be wishing I had the job again if I got fired tomorrow. I said, do you think there are other people who are looking for a job who have no job right now, who would love your job even though it sucks? And they said, yeah, I think so. So I said to my friend, look at things a little differently. Right now, you're taking for granted that you have a job that keeps you afloat every month, that makes you pay your bills, that keeps your refrigerator full with food for your children, that allows you to pay your mortgage. And you're just focusing and zeroing in on the fact that you don't like the tasks, you don't like the people, you don't like the job, which is understandable. But right now, you are at the job. Tomorrow morning, you have to wake up and go to this job. You are not going to quit. You do not want to be fired. And if you did, God forbid, you'd be wishing you had this job again. So guess what? It's not as bad as you think it is. Maybe the actual job is annoying and it's bad and it's maybe even horrible. But at the end of the day, you rather have the job than not have the job. You're admitting that the job serves a very important purpose for your life. Now, take the tasks that you hate. Take the job that you hate. All that hardship of going to work and being there for so many hours. What happens if you get fired? Would it be more misery or less misery? My friend said it would be worse than the job I have, because then I wouldn't have money to pay my mortgage, I wouldn't have money to buy food, and I'd have stress 24/7, not just the few hours that I'm at work. So I said, let that sink in. You're sitting here complaining and being negative about a job that's actually serving such an important purpose to making you being able to pay your bills and feed your children. So why are you complaining so much? So this is like something that's very important. There's two things. There's the idea of pursuing a new career, getting out of the mud that you're in with this current job. But you always have to keep that in perspective, that at the end of the day, you really need this job and it's serving you a purpose, and it is a positive. The fact that you have this job is a positive. So therefore, I told my friend, instead of waking up every morning, which they told me, and saying, God, please save me from this job and please get me out of this job, why don't you say, thank God I have a job to go to today? Because what if I didn't? My day would be a million times worse. The end of the month would be horrible because I wouldn't know how to pay my bills. So instead of waking up and focusing on the misery, the hardship, the annoying part about your day, which is having to go to this job, shift your mindset. Look at things a little bit more positively and say, thank God at least I have a job to go to. Thank God I have a way to pay my bills. Thank God I have a way to get through the month respectfully. And when you make that mind shift, I think it changes everything. Because again, it's not the load that breaks you, it's how you carry it. We all have a load. Everyone has a problem. No matter if you're rich, you're poor. If you're poor, you have poor people's problems. If you're rich, you have rich people's problems. And guess what? Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're going to be happy. You're going to have something. You're going to have a load. Everyone has a load. And usually it's not the load that breaks the people. It's the way they carry that load. And when you have a very negative mindset, a very negative outlook on the load, that negativity you have about the load is usually worse than the load itself. And if the load weighed 10 pounds that you got to carry around every day, when you're walking around with a negative mindset, that makes the load weigh 100 pounds or even 1,000 pounds. So I want you to take a look at whatever load you're carrying. It could be a bad job. It could be whatever situation you're going through. And ask yourself, wait, if my job is that bad, why haven't I quit? Is the job actually serving a purpose? Is my outlook up on the job worse than the actual job? And together with pursuing a new job and actively going and searching for a new career or a new job, couple that with a little bit more positivity about the good that you currently have, the good that this job currently is providing for you. It does serve a purpose, or else you would quit. And the fact that you don't quit means there is some silver lining here. So when we shift our mindset to a more positive one, we realize the load isn't as heavy as we thought it was. And what was weighing us down wasn't mostly the load. It was the way we were looking at the load, the way we were carrying the load. So that's my message to everyone going through a hard time right now. It doesn't matter if it's a job or something else. Look at your load. Here it is, right? A tissue box is not that heavy. But if I look at it the wrong way, this can break me. Look at your load the right way, and you'll see how much lighter it becomes. That's today's lesson. I hope you found it meaningful. I hope it connected with you. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you give this video a subscribe and a thumbs up. If you don't, it's probably the last time you'll ever see me again. And it was nice sharing these few minutes with you, but I think life would be a lot better with me in it, because this channel is all about growth. This channel is about providing us with tools to get through life in a more successful way, in a happier way, in a more productive way. So together, we can only get higher and higher.